The word no could soon have more power in Montana's judicial system if a bill to redefine sexual consent gets passed.
No matter how many times I said it, still didn't save me.
Hundreds of rapes are recorded in Montana each year, but data shows 2/3 of all rapes actually go unreported.
Tonight, Q2's Asia Gore takes us on special assignment to hear a Billings woman's story of survival and to find out how legislation could crack down on sex offenders.
When I was 15, my mother, my sister, and I, we went to Missoula for a family gathering. I had trailed off into the woods a little bit, and a man pushed me up against a tree, stripped my bottoms, held a gun to my head, and said that he would kill my mother and my sister if I were to say anything. After it was over, he said, "I want you to count to 100, and I'm gonna walk away." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Jessica Cleveland has never seen the face of her rapist, not even in a lineup. She says her family was ashamed.
They were very judgmental.
The rape was never reported.
I felt dirty. I felt dingy.
The attack left Cleveland with emotional wounds, scars that only began to heal years later when she gave birth to her first child.
It was my start over. I was so stoked to have my own place, my own apartment with my baby.
At 19, Jessica was experiencing new highs with motherhood. On the night of August 9th, 2009, 1 month after she gave birth, Cleveland asked her mother to babysit her daughter so she could have the night off. A few friends came over to Cleveland's apartment for drinks, but there was one man she says she didn't know.
When he was in the bathroom, my keys were in the bathroom, and unbeknownst to me, he had taken my keys with him.
That man returned hours later after Cleveland was fast asleep. According to the police report filed the next morning, Cleveland told detectives that man raped her in her own bed. In that same report, Cleveland's assailant claims the sex was consensual.
I did call the police, and I did make a report. I did get a rape kit, but it still was not enough.
The case sent to prosecutors who in March declined to file charges. That prosecutor also denied requests for comment on Cleveland's case. Yellowstone County Deputy Attorney Mary Berry says sex crimes present a unique challenge to justice defenders.
Nobody questions the person who had their purse stolen about what they were doing before that happened. And when it comes to a sexual crime, there are so many questions about the victim.
The sexual intercourse that occurred that night was consensual.
A Montana legislative panel believes part of the problem is the very legal definition of rape, which requires use of force.
But a lot of people don't fight back, and I think a lot of people think that they should or they will.
The most recent Montana crime report from 2015 shows 50% of the 391 reported rapes involved a victim under the age of 17. But a Department of Defense survey found 1 in 5 American women has been sexually assaulted, and as little as 18% of rapes ever reported, let alone prosecuted.
When we get in that courtroom, that victim is on trial. And most prosecutors are not going to put an adult victim through that process unless they are prepared to do it willingly.
Victims advocates say changing legislation could ease the stigma surrounding rape. Questions like, what were you wearing? Why were you there? Why didn't you fight back? Cleveland says one word should be enough.
No means no.
Senate Bill 29, now in its second House committee, would require obvious actions or words that indicate someone wants to have sex. Cleveland's assailant is behind bars today, but not for rape. She says she can't change her past, but hopes rewriting Montana law can bring change for future victims.
One man stole my innocence, and the other stole my confidence, but only for a minute. I hope that these laws change so that no means no, and these women are protected.
But that is not true. And Q2's Asia Gore joins us now.
Asia, a very powerful story. What other laws do you think could influence just how the state deals with sex crimes statewide?
Well, there are 3 big ones right now. One bill would aim to educate elementary students and teachers
about what sexual abuse is like and how to report it. Another bill would terminate parental rights to a child that is born as a result of rape. And then the third bill would make it a crime to show a child sexually explicit material.
All right. Thanks, Asia.
Thanks, Asia.
Keep an eye on the legislation. Thanks again.